Hello everyone, welcome to Quantifier's YouTube channel. I hope your preparation is going well and I do hope that your exams are going well also. Okay. So I hope you've joined our Facebook group for regular practice and updates. And if you wish to receive all the important messages on WhatsApp, do fill the Google form in the description below. So next up in the row is a video on idioms. Okay, now idioms is actually a part of almost all the competitive exams other than CAT for sure. Okay, but sometimes they are the most of the paper do check your knowledge or how much do you know about the idiomatic expressions. So it's a part of many competitive exams. You get idioms in Nasi Munji, TISMAT, your MyCat, your Snap paper, a little bit here and there in the form of phrasal verbs or idioms in your IFT exam. So before going into speaking about idioms and all that, let's understand what an idiom is all about. Okay, so an idiom is a word or a phrase or it's an expression. Okay, that are not interpreted logically or literally. Okay, so I mean like it's a kind of in Hindi you do have muhavre and lokotya, na? Similarly, in that ways, in English, it is termed as idioms and phrases. Okay. So when we talk about idioms and phrases, these are basically the words, phrases, and expressions that are not interpreted logically. Okay. That is, you don't read them word by word and you take them by logic. Okay. By logic, I mean to say line for line and a word for word. Okay. So whatever is written exactly, okay, that is not taken literally or logically. Okay. There is an beneath meaning to that. Okay. Something which is not being portrayed by the words in their literal sense. Okay, but you have to dig deeper to understand what does that particular idiom or a phrase actually stands for. Okay, so let's see a couple of them and learn some of the idioms in this class today. Okay, so it's raining cats and dogs. It's an easy peasy, not a very difficult one. So when I say that an idiom is not taken in a literally sense, okay, so when I say it's raining cat and dog, so in case if I'm going to take it in a logical sense and word by word or line by line, that means as if the cats and dogs are raining from the cloud. Okay, but idiom is not taken word by word. Okay, there is some beneath meaning. Okay, which is being like quoted by a particular idiom. Okay, so it's raining cats and dogs. So what do you feel could be there? Okay, so cats and dogs are falling from the sky, so it's actually the literal meaning. Okay, so the literal meaning is not the meaning of the idiom. Okay, because the idioms are known for their underneath meaning. Okay, it's raining very hard is actually the correct answer. It's not raining at all is going in a contradiction to it's raining cats and dogs. The weather is horrible was a close by option, but the meaning is it's raining cats and dogs. The weather is horrible, that means that there can be a very hot and humid, the weather can be very cold and frigid. Okay, so that is the case, but it's not signifying that it's raining, and this idiom is related to the raining. Okay, so why cats and dogs? Okay, there's some kind of a popular belief behind all these idioms and phrases. So whenever the cats and dogs fight, there is a lot of squeals, creaking voice. Okay, similar to the thunder and the lightning noises. Okay, which is produced when it's raining. Okay, so that's why raining cats and dogs, so it stands for it's raining very hard. Let's see the usage. So I can't go outside because it's raining cats and dogs and I would get soaked. So that means that it's raining very hard. Okay. So let's move on to the next idiom. So skeleton in your closet. Okay. So what do you feel could be the skeleton? The skeleton, can somebody see my skeleton? Can I see your skeleton? No. Okay. So literally, in case if I go by the literal meaning of the skeleton in the closet, that means that you are hanging skeleton in your almirah, in your cupboard. That's not the sense. Okay. So skeleton is something that you cannot see for me and I cannot see for you. Okay. So that means that there's something secret, something beneath me. Okay. Something inside me that you're not able to see, and that too I've also kept it in the closet. Okay, that means that I'm being really super secretive of something. Okay, and I don't want anyone to know about it. Okay, so that is secrets in the closet. So your closet is full of skeletons? No, you are hiding something in your closet. So you are hiding something in your closet? Not exactly. Okay, this is closed by skeleton in your closet, and you're hiding something in your closet. Not exactly, because the words are not taken literally. Okay, they're not taken word by word. So the closet there is some other meaning to it. Okay, so you have secrets or something you don't want anyone to know is actually the correct answer. Okay, so skeleton, something nobody can see, and that too you have hidden that particular thing in your closet. Okay, so you don't want it to reveal it to others. Okay, you're not afraid of anything, not exactly. Okay, so let's see the usage. Why are you not answering my questions? Okay, don't tell me you have skeletons in your closet. Okay, so let's see to the next idiom that we have. So shake a leg. Okay, so what it is it a dance move? Okay, so shake your leg and all that. Is it a dance move? No, not exactly. Okay, shake a leg. Okay, see, can you see here this particular person? Okay, so you can remember this particular word from this image. Okay, so this person is pointing towards the time. Okay, and shake a leg. Okay, so we are going to be late for the party if you don't shake a leg. Okay, so that means that shake a leg is actually to hurry up, speeden up. Okay, speed up. Maybe you can say make a start towards something, or arouse oneself. Okay, so you're nervous, dance move, not exactly. Okay, so shake a leg is not that, I shake your blah blah stuff. Okay, yeah, so these are some of the idioms. I'm sure you must know most of them. Okay, so at a stretch. Okay, so we say no, we're gonna finish this work at a stretch. Okay, that means continuously. Okay, non-stop. Okay, why are you pulling my leg? Okay, so that is to tease you. Okay, teasing part. Okay, now a bed of roses, so we do use this. No, life is not always a bed of roses. Okay, so full of joys. Okay, it has its own sorrows. Okay, bell the cat. Okay, there's an important there's a not important, I would say, but there's a story behind this idiom. Okay, bell the cat. Okay, so bell the cat is whenever we say that someone has to bell a cat. Okay, that means that that particular person has to make a first move. Okay, he has to be first in initiating, or maybe he have to take the volunteer, or he have to volunteer to do a dangerous job. Okay, so that is something, belling the cat. Okay, for example, let's say someone has to bell the cat and tell the commissioner that his own started the violence. Okay, so they have to, when I need to tell the commissioner that it's your team fault. Okay, it's your people fault. Okay, who are there working with you. Okay, then I have to really bell the cat. I have to be first in initiating, and this is a dangerous job, because I have to tell somebody that something is not good on their part. No, and that is the commissioner. Okay, so that's way. Okay, child's play is again pretty easy. Okay, so we say no, the solving or giving the cat exam is not a child's play. Okay, it's not an easy task to do. Okay, this job is my bread and butter of my life. Okay, yeah, painting is the bread and butter of my life. Okay, so bread and butter means the livelihood. Okay, through which I earn the means to survive. Okay, or to live my life. Okay, so that is bread and butter. To keep at an arm's length, you must have heard about this a lot during the COVID times. Okay, keep an arm distance, keep an arm distance, and during your assemblies in your school days also. Okay, keep an arm distance. Okay, so to keep it at arm's length is basically to maintain distance. Okay, the social distancing kind of a thing, which is now being talked about during this phase. So next up, we had a food for thought. Okay, so there are many idioms, okay, which are related to food. Okay, and by the way, okay, do you know that there's food for thought? Okay, this is again one idiom. Okay, so we'll no doubt we're going to talk about the idioms like cherry, and then cakes, then gooseberries and bananas. But what do you understand by when I say food for thought? Okay, so food for thought is something, okay, that warrants a serious consideration. Okay, so let's say when I say that his study certainly provides food for thought. Okay, yeah, the research of the scientist provides food for thought. Okay, so food for thought is something that needs, okay, or warrants your serious consideration and focus. Okay, now let's see idioms which are all about food. Okay, so taking two bits of the cherry. Okay, so there are many multiple idioms with the same thing. Okay, taking two bits of the cherry. Okay, or let's say bite second bite at the cherry. Okay, or let's say another bite at the cherry. Okay, so these three four idioms almost means the same. Okay, taking two bits of the cherry, or let's say a second bite at the cherry, and there was one more, no, another bite at the cherry. Okay, so all these three, okay, they all stands for the same. So taking two bits of the cherry, so already you've taken one and you are taking the second bits of the cherry. Okay, so that means that to have opportunity for something, okay, that you wanted to have another. Okay, I would rather write it as to have an another opportunity at something that you want. Okay, so maybe you tried once and maybe you did not succeed, so you got a second chance at something. Okay, so let's say the second chance to do something. Okay, especially when something that you failed at the first time, so you're getting a second chance. That is taking two bits of the cherry. Okay, so let's say the team was confident of having another bite at the cherry next year. Okay, so maybe they are being quite optimistic about the second opportunity that they're gonna have. Okay, selling like hotcakes, pretty easy and a common idiom. Okay, so selling like hotcakes is when something is sold quickly and in large quantity. Okay, for example, this novel, okay, by Charles Dickens, sold like a hotcake. Okay, something like that. Playing gooseberry. So can you know what is a gooseberry? So plain gooseberry. Okay. So gooseberry, okay, kind of a fruit. Okay. Now gooseberry is not actually very much liked by the people like the blueberries or the cranberries or the strawberries for that matter. So gooseberry has got a slightly, you can say, a tingling taste to it. Okay. A slightly citric taste to it. Okay, now gooseberry is to playing gooseberry is like to be unwanted third persons in present when two other people wants to stay together. Okay, especially it is used in terms of a romantic relationship and all that. Okay, so the two people are there and there is a third person, maybe so girl took her best friend along with her. Okay, so but the girlfriend and the boyfriend wants to stay together, and that particular friend is actually is an unwanted third person who is there at the present. Okay, but these two people who are there in the romantic relation does not really approve of her. Okay, so that is playing gooseberry. I'll give you one example. Let's say okay, he stood at a distance from them. Okay, not wanting to be played gooseberry on their date and all. Okay, so playing gooseberry is to be an unwanted to a third person when two persons have a romantic relationship or something. Okay, now going bananas, this is again crazy. Okay, and the going bananas, the meaning actually is to go crazy. Okay, or losing a sense of rationality. Okay, again the usage you'll understand it better. For example, let's say she would always go banana when when she suspected him of not prioritizing her. Okay, so she goes crazy, she goes mad, she loses her rationality. Okay, whenever the boyfriend does not pick up a call or something like that, that is going bananas. Okay, now somebody asked me actually the question, why it is going bananas only and why it is not going grapes. Okay, i I personally do not have any particular reason or justification for this, but what I can assure you is that because these are kind of a thing which is being going since an old period. Okay, old age. Okay, old adage I would rather say. Okay, so they've got some kind of a logic behind them. Okay, maybe going bananas, I don't know why it's going bananas only, and the picture is also depicting the same, but the idioms you have to take it as they are. Okay, I cannot say it's selling like hot pancakes. Okay, I cannot do that. Okay, so it's cakes, so it has to be cakes, and that is what the examiner actually tests. Okay, when he gives you incomplete idiom, sometimes when you have to fill in what could be the idiom. Okay, so sometimes you get the options like playing dash, gooseberry, strawberry, blueberry, cranberry. Okay, now the gooseberry has to be gooseberry only. Okay, there's a reason behind gooseberry also. Okay, I don't know, maybe going bananas, I need to see the logic, and you can see in case if you are interested in part. Okay, so these are some food for thought. Okay, the idioms related on food. Okay, now these are numbers. Okay, a lot of idioms are about numbers. Okay, what is this numbers up? Is this an idiom? Numbers up, yes, it's do an idiom. Okay, but what is that? Anybody can tell me? So numbers up is not a very positive idiom. Okay, it actually stands for let's say the time has come when someone is doomed to die. Okay, or suffer from some other disaster or setback. Okay, so that is a numbers up. Okay, when you got this feeling that it's about to, I am about to die. Okay, or the someone is doomed to die. Okay, or yes, somebody is going to suffer from some serious disaster or some serious setback. Okay, for example, let's say when the plane started to shake, I just thought, okay, that my number was up. Okay, that is, it is me in the road to die now. Okay, so that's ways. Okay, now dressed up to, can you fill in it? What do you feel dressed up to? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, what? dressed up to nines. Okay, so dressed up to the nines. Okay, now what is dressed up to the nines? That means that you are wearing very smart, elegant clothes. You are dressed properly. Okay, for example, she goes out dressed up to the nines and comes, let's say after midnight or something. Okay, comes home after midnight, so she goes out dressed up to the nines. Okay, so she dress very smartly, she wears elegant clothes. Okay, talking dash to the dozen. So talking dash to the dozen, it's actually talking 19 to the dozen. Okay, so 19 to the dozen, that means that you talk a lot. Okay, to talk without stopping. Okay, so to be very frank, whenever I'm excited, okay, I talk 19 to the dozen. Okay, to talk too much, okay, that is talking 19 to the dozen. One in a, very simple, हमारा बेटा लाखों में एक. Okay, so in by that sense, one in a million is the answer. Okay, so one in a million is, my child is one in a million. Okay, so it is very special. Okay, very special. Playing dash fiddle. Okay, so fiddle, playing second fiddle is the answer. Okay, now what is playing second fiddle? Okay, that is to play a minor part. Okay, that is, you're not playing a major part, but you're playing a minor part. Okay, you can say to be subordinated to something, to have a secondary status. Okay, as in terms of affection or attention of another. Okay, so that means it's a second fiddle. Okay, so a secondary role. Okay, a minor role. Okay, secondary status. Okay, subordinate. Okay, let me give you an example. It was actually used in one of the novel, and I remember the lines. Okay, for example, the 44-year-old senator will play second fiddle to a man who has been his junior in democrat hierarchy. Okay, so what is this person? This person is aged. Okay, he's a senior. Okay, but right now in a particular project, let's say he's playing second fiddle to a man who has been his junior. Okay, so you're playing a minor role. Okay, in dash heaven, dash asman par, satve aspan par. Okay, so in seventh heaven. Okay, so seventh heaven is actually in a state of extreme joy, extreme happiness. Okay, so extreme joy and extreme happiness. Okay, so I will be in seventh heaven. Okay, when I'll gonna be selected in topmost college. Okay, so that way, so there are many idioms related to the numbers, so we discuss some of them to give you a food for thought. Okay, so let's see some more idioms and learn them before our exams. Now the idioms based on animal crackers. Okay, so it's raining, we just done it. Okay, so it's raining cats and dogs. Okay, so raining very heavily. Okay, next I have got a dash in my throat. Any idea? So I've got a frog in my throat. Okay, so what's the reason that I've got a frog in my throat? Okay, so frog, what does a frog do? Jumps here and there, here and there, turtle. Okay, so there's some kind of a secret that I want to reveal. Okay, and I'm finding as if there's some frog in a throat. Okay, that is, I'm finding it really difficult to keep that control, to keep that secret along with me. Okay, those are just crocodile tears. Okay, what is crocodile tears? The fake. Okay, so he's shedding the crocodile tears. There's a story behind the crocodile tears. Okay, it is said, okay, as per most of the thing, that crocodiles, once they kill their victim, okay, they shed, okay, they weep after killing their victims. Okay, so it is kind of a false, insincere display of emotions. Okay, because you don't mean it. Okay, but you're just doing it to show off. Okay, he has taken the dash share. He has taken the lion's share. Okay, so that means a big share. Okay, a major share he has taken. Okay, I can smell a rat. Okay, so what is rat? Okay, I mean, as if there is some kind of something which is fishy which is going on. Okay, so I can smell a rat. That means that there is some kind of a problem. Okay, some kind of a thing which is not going as it should. Okay, so there's something fishy which is happening. Okay, so that is, I can smell a rat. Okay, I mean, the rat are notorious to do something like, no, mischievous things and all that. So I can smell a rat, that things are not going, there's something which is cooking behind us. Okay, so that is, I can smell a rat. So I hope you are enjoying the class, and definitely you're learning something which will be beneficial for you in terms of your exams, and as well as also for your communication skills. Okay, so now idioms, by looking at the big picture, a no brainer. Okay, So what do you feel could be the meaning of the idiom no brainer? Okay. So let's say I'll give you an example. It should be illegal to drink and drive. That's a no brainer. So it should be illegal to drink and drive. Okay. So something which is very easy, which don't require your brain. Okay. This question was pretty easy. It was a kind of a no brainer. Okay. I mean, like you can solve it within a few fraction of seconds. Okay. It does not require much of the logic. Okay. Reach for the star, taro ko chuna, asman ko chuna. Okay, so that ways my parents always told me to do my best and reach for the stars. Okay, so reach for the stars is to have high or the ambitious goals. Okay, and to work for it. Okay, so have reach for the stars to reach high or ambitious ones goals and all that. Okay, and easy peasy again, I'm sure you must have studied about them. Okay, next is stretch a dollar. Okay, so again you're not going to take it in a literal sense and you started a dollar that you have. Okay, so stretch a dollar means that, see, it's written here. Okay, I was just short of money, so I had to stretch my dollar. So by reading the sentence, I'm pretty sure you'll be able to figure out the meaning. Okay, so stretch a dollar is to mean to be, you can say, exceptionally frugal. Okay, or thrifty. Okay, you can say parsimonious, behaving parsimonious. Okay, conjuice in short. Okay, or else you can say to be very careful and prudent when spending money. Okay, that is, you are spending your money very cautiously. Okay, that is actually a meaning of stretch a dollar. It's not actually little meaning and you started stretching your rupees that you have in your hand thinking that it will going to make you rich one day. Okay, no, nothing is possible without hard work. Okay, a wolf in sheep's clothing, pretty simple. Okay, pretty simple. Okay, my boss was so kind but actually a very horrible person. Okay, so he portrays to be kind but he's actually a horrible person, so he's actually a wolf in a sheep's clothing. Okay, so what is a wolf in a sheep's clothing? It is actually used for a person, okay, who has got a very pleasant and friendly appearance. Okay, but that basically hides the fact that they are actually evil. Okay, so what is happening? The boss was portraying to be very kind. Okay, but deep inside he's actually a horrible person. Okay, so that is, he's a wolf in a sheep's clothing. Okay, I hope you got the logic. Next is a fish out of water. So what will happen to a fish out of water? Will it survive or will it die? It will survive for a few seconds. Okay, and then it will die. Okay, so David was at a party with all women. Okay, he was like a fish out of water. So I'm sure you know the meaning now. So person, let's say, who is in unfamiliar. Okay, so you can say a person who is in unfamiliar or often uncomfortable surrounding. Okay, so whenever the person is there in an unfamiliar, uncomfortable surrounding, so what will you do? You're gonna feel awkward. Okay, so awkward and unhappy because you are in a situation that is not familiar. Okay, you're not there with your friends, you don't know anything but from the party, so you feel like fish out of water. Okay, so how are you gonna survive the situation? So that is the meaning. Okay, now this is important. This I always use as a mentor. You can lead a horse to water, but you can't make it drink. Okay, easy. So you can lead a horse to water, but you can't make it drink. Okay, so what is that? You can give someone an opportunity. So you can lead a horse to water. So water here actually stands for the opportunity. Okay, so you can, let's say, give someone an opportunity. Okay, but you can't force them to take it. Okay, but to avail that particular opportunity, to take that particular opportunity actually lies with them. Okay, so that is, I can just lead a horse to water, but to make him drink, he has to actually put an effort to drink it. Okay, so I can always open up an opportunity to the person. Okay, but again, whether that particular person wants to avail that opportunity or not, that actually lies in the hands of that person. Okay, so maybe I'll give you a very simple example. Suppose one of my friend was looking for a job, so what I've done is that I've given the email of the HR head. Okay, but it does not contact them, so what I can say that I can just lead a horse to water, but I cannot make him drink. Okay, so that's a way. Okay, so I taught him all year but he couldn't learn. You can lead a horse to water but you can't make it drink. Okay, an important life lesson that it carries. Okay, next is time to go. Okay, time to get going or hit the road. Okay, so what do you feel? So time to go in that sense, or get going, or hit the road, it almost means the same. Okay, so it means to leave a place. Okay, to leave a place in order to go somewhere else, or maybe let's say you can say set out on a journey. Okay, you set up your own journey and all that, and you're planning to go on that particular journey. So that is the meaning. Okay, so time to go, that means it's time to leave. Okay, you should be get going, or you should hit the road. Okay, that means to again to leave a place in order to go somewhere else, or to set out a journey. Okay, so it's 5 p.m, work is finished, time to hit the road, that is to leave and to go on to the journey to your home. Okay, let's settle for the next one. We are on target. This is pretty simple. Okay, I hope you all know this. Okay, so we are on target, that means that we are set to achieve the things that we have aimed for. Okay, or you can say as to hit or achieve the thing aimed at. Okay, so you are able to achieve whatever you have planned for or you have aimed for. So we sold 500 books this year, we have to sell 600, so we are on target for the year. Okay, so we have to sell 600, we have already sold 500, so we are on target. Okay, next is walking off the beaten path. Okay, so what is the picture depicting? Any idea what is the picture depicting? Okay, so there's a path. Okay, this is a kind of a road, and there is a green pasture. What is this person doing? Rather than walking on the road, which is being followed by most of the people, we walk on road. No, he's walking on the green pasture. Okay, so what is this particular person is doing? The particular person is walking off the beaten path. Okay, now what is walking off the beaten path? Okay, that is you follow something which is not very popular or known with many people. Okay, so that's the case. Okay, she found a great store, while when walking home a different way, she was always walking off the beaten path. Okay, or let's say we want to find a camping site that was a little bit off the beaten path. Okay, so that means something which is different from what the general or the other people, or what is being in popularity with the other people. Okay, that is walking off the beaten path. The pen is mightier than the sword. Very easy. Okay, so the pen, it's not again the pen is better than the sword. Okay, so pen actually stands for the words. Okay, or you can say writing, and sometimes it is also used in the sense of thinking. Okay, so your thoughts, your writing, your words, they are more effective than sword. By sword you can say military power. Okay, military power, military force, or violence for that matter. Okay, so words, writing, thinking is more effective than military power, violence, or force. Okay, or you can say, let's say writing or thinking has more influence on people and events, okay, rather than the use of power, violence, and force. Okay, so he wrote a beautiful letter to the king. The king did not kill him, so he did not kill him, so he does not take anything which is related to sword. So that pen is mightier than the sword. Time flies, very, very simple. Time flies. Okay. So, my God, it is almost dark. My time flies. Okay. So, what is that? That the time seems to pass very quickly. It does not wait for anyone. Okay. Next is Crocodile Tears. We already discussed. I told you the story that they weep after killing their victim. That's why it's known as a crocodile story. So it is a basically it's a false and you can say insincere, okay, false or insincere display, okay, of emotion. You can say such as a, let's say, hypocrite crying fake tears of grief. Okay, so she really said, well, she really wasn't sad he had died. Okay, she shed crocodile tears. Okay, so that's a ways. Magarmach ke aasu in Hindi, in case if you can relate it to that. Okay. Behind the 8 balls. Okay. So why behind the 8 balls? Okay. What is this? He had only one chance to finish. He was behind the 8 ball. Okay. So you can say behind the 8 ball as it at a disadvantage. Okay, at a disadvantage or in a difficult situation behind the 8 ball. Okay, or in a difficult situation. Okay, at a disadvantages or in a difficult situation. Okay, or in worse situation, okay, than other people. Okay, so it's a kind behind the 8 ball is means that you are caught up in a difficult situation, or disadvantage scenario. Okay, for example, let's say my families in the country are still behind, sorry, many families in the country, let's say, are still behind the 8 ball and do not enjoy the same standard of living that other people enjoy. So they are, let's say, are in a disadvantaged position or in worsened situation as compared to the other people. So they are behind the 8 ball. Okay. Second, related to the game also, right? Head in the clouds. This is not literally, okay, as if the head is cut and it's being stuck in the clouds. No, okay, that means that they daydreaming. Okay, so दिमाग कहीं पर और हम कहाँ पे दिमाग कहाँ पे, something like that. Okay, so daydreaming, head in the clouds. Okay, you can also said it to be an absent minded. Okay, so absent minded, you are there in your thoughts. Okay, or that ways. Okay, or daydreaming, I would rather say, or impractical. Okay, so okay, so that's what the case is. Okay, he does not listen and was always looking out the window. He had his head in the clouds. That is, he's kind of dreaming, he's kind of being absent minded. Okay, so let's move on to the next idiom. Put your foot in your mouth. Okay, so, what do you feel? It's like that. Put your foot in your mouth. So, he told her about the surprise party. He put his foot in his mouth. Okay. So, what is put your foot in your mouth is generally what who puts foot in the mouth. The babies do sometimes that to the thumb foot. Okay, they do something like that. Okay. So, it's basically is to say something, or you can say to do something which is tactless. Okay. I mean, which is very stupid. Okay, or which is very embarrassing. Okay, something that has caused you embarrass. Okay, so what he has done, he has revealed about the surprise party. So that's something you should not do. That is tactless, that is embarrassing. Okay, so that is the case. To say something or to do something which is tactless and embarrassing is put your foot in your mouth. Now, feel like a puppet on a string. Now, this you can all relate to. Okay, so my wife, oh my god, they always are in a derogatory sense for the wife. I don't know why not husband. Okay, so why my wife tells me everything I can do, I feel like a puppet on a string. So maybe the story of the married couple for sure. Okay, so what is a puppet? Okay, it's actually a doll. Okay, that is manipulated by means of strings attached to its let's say hands, or okay, so that way. So similarly, a person or a group whose actions are controlled by another. Okay, so it's kind of a control is being taken by somebody else. So like in a puppet in a string, the control of the strings are lies with the hands of the person who's playing the puppet. So similarly, your control is with someone else. Okay, that is what it feels when you say that it feels like a puppet on a string. Okay, get your foot in the door. Okay, so get your foot in the door. Okay, that is basically to make the first step towards a goal. Okay, I would rather write it as a to first step towards a goal. Okay, so he finally got a job as a DJ. He got his foot in the door. Okay, to make the first step towards a goal by gaining entry, you can say, into an organization, career, or businesses, etc. Okay, and it has a little bit of a probability that you'll be more successful in the future. So it's kind of used as a opportunity, to get the opportunity to get your foot in the door, is that the door is now open and you're step in that particular door. Okay, so you've made a first step. Okay, and you may achieve quite a good numbers. Okay, you may achieve the heights in that particular thing that you have put your foot in. Okay, so that is the case, to get an opportunity to make a first step towards it. Okay, so that ways it can be referred to as. Next, feeling blue. Okay, so feeling blue is actually being depressed, being sad. Okay, so he has lost his girlfriend, he was very sad, he was feeling blue. Okay, so feeling blue. Okay, so it's not a kind of a song, feeling blue. Okay, so not that ways. Okay, so feeling blue is a kind of a suppressed, neela pad gaya. Okay, it's being depressed, be sad. Okay, so that ways. Next is a treasure chest of ideas. Okay, so treasury hunt and all that treasures. Okay, so something that has let's say you can say a rich source of something. Okay, so treasure chest of ideas, when you say treasure, it should be treasure chest of something. When you say something is a treasure chest of something, okay, that means that it is a good source of that thing. Okay, so here treasure chest of ideas, so that means a good source of ideas. Okay, so this particular thing is a good source of ideas. Okay, or you can say rich source of ideas. Okay, and when I say, let's say, treasure chest of information, so that means that a good source of information or a rich source of information. For example, let's say this book is a treasure chest of information, so that means that this book is a very rich source of information. There's a lot of information which is available in this book. Okay, so he knew so much, he was a treasure chest of ideas. Okay. Next up is the row is running out of time. This is again simple. Okay, so running out of time is to have not much of the time, okay, or to do or to complete something. Okay, there's less amount of a time. Okay, so running out of time is a short of time. Okay, I'm short of time. Okay, I don't have, let's say, sufficient time or more time to do or to complete that thing. Okay, so it was almost midnight. Cinderella was running out of time. So I'm sure you know that Cinderella story. Okay, and she has to be back. Okay, before midnight. So that's the case. Okay, we don't see eye to eye. Now this is an idiomatic expression again. Okay, see there, this is the two idiomatic expression here. Okay, so we see eye to eye or to see eye to eye. Okay, that means to agree with someone. Okay, so when I say, let's say, I see eye to eye to my mother. Okay, that is whatever she said. Okay, I agree to that. Okay, I carry to agree to something, or let's say to carry the same opinion as the other person is carrying. Okay, so that is we see eye to eye. And when I say we don't see eye to eye, that means to disagree, to not have same opinions. Okay, we can never agree. Okay, so there is disagree, so we don't see eye to eye. So the correct idiom is actually to see eye to eye, but it's used in most of the question papers and questions by the question setter as we don't see eye to eye also, which is opposite to that. Okay, now let's see the next in the row is I give up. This is simple, okay, and probably this is the last idiom. I don't want to finish with this idiom. I always want to finish it on a positive note, but anyhow, okay, so I give up. Okay, so that means that I admit defeat, rather, I would say, which should not be the case anyhow. Okay, so I admit disease. Yeah, I cease to make an effort. Okay, I stop to make an effort towards that because I give up. Okay, so that's the case, but I can't continue, I quit, I give up. Okay, but that should be the not the agenda of the life. Okay, you should always try. Okay, that is what is being said. Okay, and in believe in. So with this note, we are done with the session on idioms. Okay, I'm gonna see you with the next idiom with all next class, next video, with all the more different lessons and topics that are beneficial for us in our day-to-day communication as well as for our competitive exams. So I hope you're studying hard and staying safe. Okay, and staying cool and calm, enjoying your life to the fullest. Okay, so wish you all the best for your exams. Take care, guys.